I'm Josh Liston from On the Bubble Podcast, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual host. Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready, because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 324 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Sunday, August 19th, 2018, after our accidental week off last week when my PC did not want to render videos properly. When you can't throw something out to Twitch without dropping half your frames, it means there's a problem. So we had to cancel the show. But it's fixed because I had to revert back a bunch of Windows updates. And basically I took an old image of my computer and brought that back. And it seems to be stable now. So fingers crossed we will have the stream working the entire time.
The downside of upgrading.
Well, yeah, I don't know what it was. It could have been also there was an update to my streaming software at the same time. So I'm not sure what it was. I rolled everything back and then it started working better again.
I'm pretty sure we can just blame Windows. It's kind of like blame Canada. Blame Windows. Blame Windows.
But I don't want to go to Mac OS. I don't want to go to friggin' Linux right now because I'm lazy. So really it's like Windows or nothing because it's easy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, unless you can find me a way to do it on Chrome OS or something like that, but I don't think you can, and I don't think that would be very fun.
I can do it. I can do it.
Oh, I want to see this show get done on Chrome OS.
Trying to run the whole fucking thing off my Chromebook. I can barely Skype in on Chromebook. It would be funny to see if the whole show could be done that way, though.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Willie.
Yep.
You made it. We thought you just stayed up too late playing video games.
Well, I mean, that too. But now my camera seems to not be working.
Nope. You are invisible.
I'm trying to use it. It won't let me use it.
Willie's looking a little rough this morning.
Yeah, Willie, did you have a rough day?
Oh, there it goes.
Hey,
Oh,
Willie's
Now it
back.
decides to work.
The hell? Why is it? All right, chat room.
Just so I'm not behind anything. Is the show started? I
We
just don't
have
know it.
officially started the show right now.
Like we already did the intro and everything.
Yep, we're live.
We did.
It's running.
Are you? I think you guys are fucking with me.
No, if I was
Nope.
fucking with you, you'd know.
I already put the tweet out, and I don't do that until we go live.
The glorious 280p webcam. I love
No,
it.
it's my internet that really makes it 280p.
The glorious 28p.
It'd be 320p if it was, fully available.
Ooh, we live in dangerously with a 320p webcam.
So, since we started, who wants a story?
Oh, we need a story here.
Yeah,
There's going to be a story that's going to go get coffee.
You already heard about this one, Bachman.
All right.
So yesterday, I had to go do a physical.
Did you turn
I've
your
never
headphones
had-
off?
I never had to have had a physical done before. So yes, Chris, you just fucking ruined it. Yeah, I had a stranger fondled my balls.
That's the first time you've ever had to do a physical?
Yeah,
Well, I had to do them all the time for like high school sports and stuff. You had to get a yearly one.
I never did sports.
Ah.
I never wanted to do the. I never wanted to do the practice.
Fair enough. Fair point. So you went to get a physical.
Yep.
I ruined your punchline, but please continue.
No, that's it. That was the whole thing, Chris. And you said to fuck it up, didn't you?
Well, I'm sure it wasn't fun for the person performing the check either. I mean, that's probably one of the most awkward parts of the physical, I wager.
Actually, you know what? Neither one of us made it awkward. So yeah,
You just power through. I mean,
yeah, she was a trooper.
there you go. Problem solved.
It was just like, wait, what? Oh, like everything.
So you didn't know that request was coming. So when they're like, drop your pants, you're like, wait, what?
I mean, I was like, what she said, she said you gotta pull down your shorts. I was like, wait, what? Like just the shorts? Oh, it's the whole turn your head and cough thing. It's like, okay.
Clearance VG Rack had to change doctors because the lady would check every time. I mean, I guess that means your balls are healthy. You can guarantee that.
You got sexy balls.
I was just going to say healthy balls, but whatever.
I'm just happy.
Your boat.
I'm
This
just really
doctor was the
happy.
fondler.
I'm just really happy I didn't pop a boner.
Yeah, that'd have been awkward, I imagine.
Awkward boner.
Well, I'm glad that
Ooh.
you're healthy, Willie. I'm glad you were able to experience the non-boner. They're even saying congrats on the non-boner in the chat room for you.
Yeah.
This is an achievement right here.
It doesn't happen often.
That's a weird way to start the day.
Yeah, well, just like Sailor Poland said, though, these people doing the physicals have seen it all. I mean, nothing really phases them at this point in time.
What
I
the hell?
mean-
I'm not seeing anything in the chat room.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff. But hey, do you want to? I'm not reading any of it, but I see a lot of the stuff there. But hey, do you want to know the story?
I will say, please give us another story, and then I won't talk, so I won't ruin your punchline.
Well, you can't ruin this punchline, so it's
Oh,
okay.
that's a
Bet me.
challenge.
So, last week, why I wasn't here was there was a birthday party I went to that we were supposed to be camping. We were supposed to go to the Dan. Well, we did go to the Dan River. We went tubing, but the problem was when we got there, after we got camp set up and I got my Willie's Riverside cabana set up. Oh, it was so good again. Sorry, I'm reminiscing. Yeah, it started pouring down, like coming down, and not all of us were there yet. Like this was probably around like noon o'clock. We finished up putting up. People had their tents up. I had my cabana up. We were ready, and then it started pouring down, raining, and then not everyone got there till about like 12:50. So we're like,
So they were setting up in the rain then?
No. Those people didn't set up yet.
Okay.
They were just like, well, gonna rain. So a lot of people stayed under like my little cabana, which, yeah, I need to go get a canopy myself because that one that I was borrowing leaked a lot.
So your Riverside
So
cabana
much.
was not very fun, is what you're saying.
Well, it only leaked when it was like pouring down, like coming down. When it was like regular raining, not a problem. Yeah, so it was a problem. But I mean, then it stopped raining after about like 2 hours.
What he was saying is that he had a bunch of people in his cabana down at the river, and they all got wet.
And you goddamn right, that's what happens in the Riverside cabana. Thank you, Bachman, with that assist.
Fist pump! Yay! Fist pump from Chris. All right.
No.
Bonus points.
No.
Oh yeah. I get bonus points for that.
No. It doesn't happen.
So since it cleared up, we're all like, awesome. We can still go tubing because technically we already paid for it already. We paid for that and the camping already. It's like, yeah, we're good to go. Let's go do this. Yeah, woo hoo.
Our tweet for the start of the podcast, because I put the No Pants Sunday, got retweeted by Pants is Bad on Twitter.
Well,
That
I'm
works.
currently wearing no pants. You want to see?
No.
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 It doesn't matter. Your camera's not good enough resolution to be able to zoom in that.
That's more than fair, but you can see the hair. Just like that doctor did yesterday. Because I was unprepared for that.
Why?
But
Why, I ask? Why?
because I didn't know that was going to be a thing during this DOT physical.
I meant more of why are we talking about? Never mind. Never mind.
You ask
Anyway.
for stories, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
You get stories about flick nuts.
At least I didn't ruin the punchline this time.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to go down the Dan River, down tubing down there, and I'm just gonna spoil a little bit. This was much better than last year because the tubing was amazing because it wasn't low. The river wasn't low. We actually got through it in like an hour and a half instead of like 4.5 hours last year when we were just scooting our ass across rocks. It was nice. It was pleasant. So much better. But before we could actually get out there, the group that actually went out before it started raining, they just got back. What happens is You park your car in this spot. You grab your tubes and you go up to the office place, and they take you further up the river in a bus. They take a bunch of people up in the bus, and you float back down to the spot where your car is parked.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it kind of makes, so you don't have to, so it makes sense. Well, this group that just came back, when they all started coming back, I looked up at the main entrance and I was like, that truck has some symbols on the side of it. That's park rangers? Okay, that's weird. Then it drove straight to that group. One ranger got out. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, there were 3 rangers. Like, where the fuck did these other 2 come from? They just got out of the truck like it was a fucking clown car. And 2 of them were wearing bulletproof vests for some reason.
Drug raid?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you never know when a deer's gonna pop a cap in your ass.
Okay, that's a good point, I guess. Those deer are really aggressive.
So I didn't know what was going on. They start talking to him, and then after a while, I'm like, what, because everyone's gonna be a little curious, like, what the fuck is going on over there? Let me just gander on over there. And then I noticed one guy, just one guy. He was getting pretty mouthy off at the park rangers. I was almost at officers. They're not officers, they're park rangers. And then finally, some of my friends found out. They were drinking alcohol in the river, which is apparently they made illegal last year. They passed a law for it last year.
Oh, well, I'm glad they went before you guys then.
Yep. So every one of those people, and there was a group, probably like 20, 25, maybe 30 people, got misdemeanors.
Wow.
Yeah. Fuck those park rangers.
Do they have it like posted anywhere that law or that rule has changed?
I don't know. I don't really drink, so it doesn't affect me all that much. Like, my friends drink, but I mean, I don't. But all I know is they told me they passed that law last year. That's all I know. So apparently, yeah. So the river is part of the park or something. But where we were staying, where we were camping at, is private property. It's owned by the guy who owns that little business.
Interesting. So you could do whatever you want as long as you're there. But if you were in the park property, you follow the park rules, which were probably posted somewhere. But who knows?
I don't think he has any rules posted up. The guy, from what I hear, that guy is pretty lax and chill. I mean, if you're gonna fuck up on his land, like what not to do. It's something very clear. Like, hey, don't cause a fire to my entire field here. Like,
Smart
stuff
plan.
like that. I'm guessing I didn't see any rules posted. But anyway, so my friends were a little skittish about going tubing. Well, we all decided of course we were going tubing. Like, yeah. And we just weren't going to bring any alcohol.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, so people just got blasted out drunk before we went. Because no one was driving. We all got, we were taking the bus up to the air to come down. So that's what they did. We finally got in the tubes. And we went up to the river and oh my God, it was so pleasant just floating on down. And then one of us noticed the park rangers off to the side. They were actually using binoculars off, like in the middle, off to the side of the river, during the middle of the way going down. They were like using binoculars, looking at everybody going down.
It's a sting operation.
Yeah. Park rangers. What? Gotta get them beer drinkers.
They got to get that money for the park.
So we noticed that. We're still floating down, having a grand old time. We finally get back. And when we get back, the park rangers are up there for us. For us. We didn't even bring any alcohol. So, find out that they said that they saw a blonde girl in a pink bikini. Well, I guess that only fits the description of one of my friends, but it wasn't a bikini. It was like a one piece. So it was a pink one piece, and she's kind of blonde. She had dark roots, but that's whatever. That's not neither here nor there. Sorry, JNF, if I'm making fun of you a little bit. Your hair looks wonderful. But they said they saw a female matching that description smoking marijuana. And so they started questioning another girl that wasn't her, didn't match that description. And she was kind of a little like, here's all my stuff. I don't have anything. So, yeah. And then this is all from what I seen. And then they started talking to Janice. Janet was like showing like, here's all my stuff. Got nothing. Then she had a little vape in her hand. Like, yeah, this is just tobacco juice. Nicotine juice. You want to try it? You can. They were like, no. So they didn't get anything on any of us because they only asked those two people. And apparently, from what I found out later, is they actually told the first girl they were talking to, like, we will come back and we'll get a search warrant, and we will find, we'll search everybody here if you don't want to tell us now.
Okay, go ahead. We don't have anything. Search away.
Yep.
Go get your warrant.
Chris, you're assuming we didn't have anything. So they didn't find anything. They only asked those two people, and they kind of went back up to the entrance of the place. So everyone, Jana especially, she did not want to stay. She was like, "We're not camping here tonight. I'm leaving. I'm leaving now." So we're like, "Hold on, just calm down." And it turns out that Mike, who is the owner of this place, he called the sheriff's office to get these park rangers off his private property.
Nice.
So the sheriff's department came down and kicked him off the private property. Said, "You can't be here." And good luck getting a search warrant on a Saturday from a judge while you're being park rangers. Yeah, no one gives a fuck about you. Yeah. So I wasn't really worried about anything, but everyone else was kind of like, all right. So we just went back over to Hannah's to have a good time, and that's where we had our little happy birthday party and whatnot. Yeah, so I had to tear down Willie's riverside cabana. It was a sad thing. Didn't actually get to use it too much. I got to use it for a bit. Lay down in it before it started raining. I was like, oh, this is so comfy. As soon as I got done, I was like laying. I was like, yeah, this is the life. Got a nice breeze. I'm in the shade. Until it started raining and it got wet everywhere.
And then he was laying in a puddle.
I mean, I find myself laying in puddles 9 out of 10 times a day.
Your roof must leak.
That's one way to put it.
I don't even know what that means. Come on.
It means this guy's creepy.
Yeah, fair point.
I mean, y'all don't have to hit it. I just said it.
I know. I have a button for it. I just didn't do it.
I know. I saw you looking at it.
I mean,
you're looking longingly at it.
There you go.
Willie's creepy, and you know it.
I've got that one.
I didn't know you were going to do that. I just said. All right, so yeah, so that was the reason why I was not here last Sunday. And apparently you guys forgot after I told you the Sunday before.
Of course I did. I told you that. And then I apologized in there for texting you because I went, oh yeah, you're not here.
Why did I also get like a video chat thing coming to me, like an invitation coming to me at 11:50 Sunday? 50 minutes after you're supposed to start.
I have no idea.
It was from you, Chris.
I have no idea. I think you might have been looking at the time wrong because I would have sent it at 10:50, but 11:50 I was back upstairs and working on other stuff.
Yeah, I think Willie was just drunk.
You know what? That's probably true.
Willie'd been on the river for too long. He was a little heat beat.
Yep. Had a little sunstroke going.
This call Sunday at 11:50 a.m. from Chris.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I didn't make any calls then.
I'm just saying, that's what it says right here. Missed call from Chris, Sunday, 11:50 a.m.
I don't know, man.
I thought it was a little weird. I mean, I don't care. I mean, you could just say, hey, I fucked up. I'm like, yeah, okay, you fucked up. Yeah, you do that, Chris.
Well, I didn't do anything, but I'll just say I fucked up just to move us on. How about that?
I'm just messing with you, Chris.
I'm here to take my public flogging. Please continue.
Hey, Chris, did you see that random segue that just happened?
A random segue? How would that happen? I have no idea.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Willie, for perfectly setting me up for the news of the week. It's that part of the show where we run down what is in our minds some of the most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news to have popped up in the past week, aside from Willie's adventures on the river, of course. So here we'll regale you with interesting tales of nerdery. And Anthony, kick us off, please.
All right, I got two little ones. Nothing big, but they had, but both were fairly important to me, so I thought that'd be fun. There was a Rick and Morty pop-up bar called the Wubba Lubba Dub Pub. Was designed for fans by fans. What was it, in D.C.? The Rick and Morty themed pop-up bar opened in Washington, D.C. Thursday has already been shut down due to a copyright dispute with Turner Broadcasting and Cartoon Network, who airs the show. Let's see. They wanted exorbitant fees for the Wubba Lubba Dub Pub to continue operating, says drink company who owned and operated the bar. The hotspot was supposed to remain open until October 6th. So it was only a pop-up bar. It wasn't supposed to be permanent. They basically just did it for fun and, apparently instantly got slapped with a cease and desist. The reason that this is kind of important, one, it just sucks because it's a Rick and Morty bar, and that would have been really cool. But if any of you guys listen to the Fat Man and Batman podcast, you'll know that they've been doing their podcast out of an LA bar called the Scum and Villainy Cantina now for about 6 months. So I wonder if this is about to become a theme, because if it is, that place might also be scared and worrying about cease and desist coming from Disney, who now owns Star Wars, and Star Wars owning all the likeness to all things Star Wars. So yeah, that could be bad. And then there was big news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con 2 weekends ago that Marvel was bringing back the Marvel Knights line. And it was one of those kind of half-assed non-news stories because they listed like 3 writers' names, no artists, and didn't say who was attached to any of the books. So basically, it was just fucking annoying. There was finally some follow-up news from Marvel, the exclusive first details for the Marvel Knights 20th anniversary celebration. So they've started announcing artists for what is going to be allegedly right now starting off as a mini-series that's going to be 5 issues long. So series showrunner, so they're going to have an overarching writer working on the whole thing, is Donny Cates, who's right now doing Venom. Is joined by all-star writers Matthew Rosenberg, Teenie Howard, and Vita Ayala as the Marvel Knights write again. And it says Daredevil, Punisher, Black Panther, Elektra, and others. And in the photo, you have Hulk and Marvel Boy, the I would say, is it the Grant Morrison version where he's a Kree cockroach? So yeah, it's the Punisher, and it doesn't look like the Angel one. He doesn't have the little sigil on his forehead, so thank God it's not the undead Angel Punisher.
Oh, thank
the original Marvel Knights was amazing and really reboosted the company, but there were some flops inside that set of books, Punisher being one of them. But then the Daredevil's creepy because he's in the old yellow and red, the classic costume. The awesome thing is the first image, though, is drawn by Joe Quesada, who was the artist on Daredevil for the original Marvel Knights. Way back in the day, way before he ever became the CEO of the company and started running shit. He was just the artist on Daredevil. Like, it's a lot of shit has changed in 20 years over at Marvel. But yeah, they added in let's see. Revealed titanically talented artist Travel Foreman and Nico Henrikon will craft the action issues 1 and 2 respectively. Covers will be contributed by Jeff Shaw. The genius Jay Lee will do a set of variant covers, which Jay Lee was the artist for the original Marvel Knights Inhuman series, which that was kind of the last big rise to fame for the Inhumans was when Jay Lee did that series. The artwork on that book was just gorgeous.
Wait, the last hurrah wasn't the show?
No. The only reason they got that show is because Jay Lee made them a little popular 20 years beforehand. It says, in addition to Kate's conclusive limited series, fans can look forward to digital comics promotion, variant program featuring the work of A-list talent such as John Cassidy, J.G. Jones, Terry Dodson, and don't miss a set of new trade paperbacks featuring the best of the Marvel Knights, as well as 2 brand new omnibus editions. So it looks like they're going to rebrand all the old Marvel Knights stuff, relaunch them in trades and omnibus editions, and then with them saying digital comics and variant program, I'm guessing we're going to get, like, this month, there were, like, almost every book had a variant of the Fantastic Four comic with the FF coming back. So I'm guessing that the month the new Marvel Knights launches, probably every book coming out from Marvel will have a Marvel Knights variant cover for one of their issues. So for the people that love the variant covers, it'll be really, really cool. I'll just enjoy seeing the artwork. The variant covers isn't really something that gets me to buy books, but it'll be cool to see all the different characters being done by different artists. Yeah, 20 years. Marvel Knights is turning 20. God damn, I feel old.
I can't believe it. I remember reading them on the shelves and be like, oh, these are awesome.
That was literally at a point where Marvel had declared bankruptcy. They had no hope of doing anything with a lot of the third tier characters, and they literally went out and talked to people and just said, hey, would you like to do something with these characters? And Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti came up with like the Marvel Knights idea of let's relaunch these group and kind of change things up. And they got the new Punisher, then we got a new Black Panther, we got Moon Knight, and then you got the Joe Quesada Kevin Smith Daredevil, which is still one of my favorite Daredevil stories ever. It ends up being a story about him versus Mysterio and a chick that gives birth to a virgin child. Like a crazy, crazy epic Daredevil story that's one of my favorites of all time. And I want to say there was another. Oh, and the Inhumans. Yeah, it's like it was a launch of some really crazy characters. Yeah, that was the Punisher after he died. Frank came back to life, and he was an agent of punishment from heaven. So he was kind of an angel, but not really. He had a weird sigil on his forehead that gave him access to heaven's armory, so he could pull guns out of thin air, the way Bloodsport does in the DC universe. But they were angelic, heavenly weapons. But they just still murdered people.
Yeah, it was such a weird story arc. I mean, but that's part of what got people interested. Is it was so different and strange. It was almost like when they did Frankencastle.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the same level of weirdness. So yeah, I mean, honestly, with it being characters that are a little more popular now. I mean, Hulk's been going on a pretty good run. Daredevil's fairly popular. The image looks like the old Ghost Rider. It doesn't look like the new. In the car Ghost Rider, it looks like the old one on the motorcycle, the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. So it'll be a question of which Ghost Rider is in that one, and then bringing back Elektra, because I'm not sure if she's alive or dead again currently.
It's a coin flip, really, with her.
She
dies
lives
as
much
and dies
as
so
Gray.
much.
Yeah, but yeah, it'll be cool to see what they do with these characters again. Yeah, I really enjoyed Marvel Knights when they launched it the last time. It'll be funny to see what they do when it's not a company that's about to go under, and they are planning these to actually make money, which last time was like, hey, we'll just do whatever the hell we want and maybe some of it'll work.
Well,
when they take risks, you get fun stuff sometimes.
The interesting thing I remember with Marvel Knights is it was also not exactly kid-friendly stuff. Like a lot of the books that were on the shelves at that point in time, regular stuff, anyone could read because they're relatively kid-friendly. Like Marvel Knights was dark. I mean, this was, we kind of make fun of the let's go dark and gritty, but this was at that time kind of the dark and gritty. The Daredevil of that time was really good, but it was also really dark.
Yeah, it was really bloody, and the story was very adult.
Yes.
You just gave me hope, Chris.
How did I give you hope?
You said anybody can read. That gives me hope.
We know you're able to read a little bit.
Shampoo bottles and stuff.
I mean, I do read the promos.
You read those? We assume you read enough to be able to play PlayStation games? Because we know you played Quiplash. You had to be able to read to do that. And write.
And I got dirty with it, too.
Well, you get dirty with everything, let's be honest.
Especially when I gave you that hug that one time, Chris.
I don't know where to go with that. There was a button probably, but I'm going to ignore it.
I pressed the button.
He bell-buddied it.
That's not a button.
It is a button. It's a thing you press in. It's a button.
Of a certain type, I suppose.
Anything's a button if you think hard enough.
Anything's a weapon if I need it to be.
Yeah, I guess that could be the case. Hey, Willie, what do you got for your news before this gets weirder?
Transition that, fool!
I got some sad news. Disney has come out and stated that they are not going to rehire James Gunn for director position for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Who's really surprised by that news? I mean, the fact they were going to talk to him was intriguing, but I didn't think they were going to change their mind.
Yep. So that's the thing. That was my short news, and I don't even know if I want to fucking talk about it now.
So supposedly they are going to use his script, is one of the things I had seen in a variety.
Unless they don't want unless they don't want Batista to walk.
He's under contract. I mean, he can threaten to walk all he wants, but you're under contract.
I mean, he can still not do it. They can't force him to do it. He just has to pay some money back or whatever.
It's kind of cost prohibitive to go against the mouse, I think, when it comes to things like contracts. I mean, but yes, you are correct.
Well, think about the publicity he would get and the money it would make for Titan Sports if he told Disney to go fuck themselves. I'm going back to wrestling.
Yeah.
I bet you Vince McMahon would pay him enough money to make it worth it, because that would be a huge fucking story. And yeah, Dave Bautista is the one person on that cast that could tell Disney to go fuck themselves. I have another job.
Yeah.
He could do it. I mean, the rest of them are all actors. They need to keep acting and stay in Hollywood. If they get blacklisted by a giant company, that's going to hurt their careers. He's the one person in that group that could go work in another completely different business and not be hurt at all.
So I kind of like Sailor Poland's take we're getting in the chat room. He said, "You're looking at this a little too shallow. It's almost proof that Gunn will be back later on. Look at Roseanne. She got sacked and that was that. The fact that Disney has not issued a statement is a huge tell. Basically, Disney screwed up by firing him, but they don't want to seem like their decisions can be second-guessed. So maybe they're hoping to put a little time behind it. My guess is Guardians 3 is going to get delayed.
Well, and plus, isn't Bob Iger still on vacation? Which was one of the problems, is that they didn't want to issue any statement while the boss was basically sitting on the beach.
I think he's back now, but the meeting that was had was with Alan Horn, who heads up Disney Studios, I think is his actual position. So Bob Iger's back. They met with Alan Horn, I believe is the name, and even Kevin Feige wasn't in attendance. He'd passed his
I heard about
around.
that too.
And so that seems weird.
Yeah, Sailor Paul, I'm liking your idea. I hope it's correct, saying so all these actions are just to save face after making a mistake. People often shadow direct in Hollywood a lot more often than you would think. It'd be interesting. There is a rumor going around, or at least thought, that they're pushing off Guardians 3. There's some other... My news story kind of relates to that when we get to it here in a second. But maybe you're right, Sailor Poland. Maybe they are trying to keep Gunn happy and reincorporate him once the Fox and Disney merger is done. Let's wait and see. I mean, the manner in which it all went down, I think everyone is uncomfortable with to some extent. It's just, who knows?
Especially Roseanne. She really does not like that.
She actually quoted something about the James Gunn controversy. Like, I don't understand why people are supporting him and everyone's after me, blah, blah. I was like, well, there were a lot of people after James Gunn, too, on that. Only it was just people of a different leaning.
Also, he didn't say anything racist. And no matter how bad the jokes were, his were jokes. She's a comedian, and the shit that she tweeted wasn't a joke. It wasn't even funny. His were, you know, I know a lot of people find them super offensive, but they were just really bad jokes. They were also from 10 years ago. Hers were from 5 minutes after she did it.
And you have heard no one come out and say, well, James Gunn touched me. But you are hearing people saying, well, yeah, Roseanne's a fucking racist.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's had that reputation for years upon years, though.
And she can't fucking sing either. God damn.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's pretty bad.
That for you younger folk, she did a singing of the national anthem and royally fucked it up.
Yeah, the worst rendition of the national anthem probably in NFL history.
I thought it was
NFL?
a baseball game.
I thought it was baseball.
I thought it was for the Reds.
I thought it was an NFL game that she did it at.
I don't know. Regardless, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was awful.
I'll research.
I remember it was at a big stadium, and yeah, like, oh, she took a lot of flack for that for like a solid 5 years. Like, I think it hurt the ratings on the show. It was so bad. Like, the first time around, you know, when the show was good.
I want to say it was the Reds. It was when Marge Schott owned the Reds that they booked Roseanne to do it, but I don't remember. Because Marge Schott was a bit out there, too.
Could be. I might just be remembering it wrong.
I don't know, because Suncast's asking why would you book her for it? Well, I think in part because press attention, and I think in part if it was the Reds and Marge Schott, like I'm thinking it was, she was a bit cuckoo, too. Yeah,
and she was hugely popular at the time. The late 80s when Roseanne was coming up, she was the only female comedian doing her type of material where she basically talked trash about men and didn't give a fuck what anybody thought. And honestly, when it came to like a female comedian breaking down barriers, she kicked a lot of ass.
This was in 1990. She did the national anthem, July 25th, 1990.
So right after all of her stand-up during the 80s, that ended up getting her the show.
It was a baseball game.
It was a baseball? Okay. I was wrong. I admit it.
It won't say what. It's not saying who was playing or anything
says
or where it was.
Aired game.
Like, you think that'd be part of it?
I don't know. But regardless, we were sort of right. We'll figure out the rest of it later.
But Warner, now part owner of the Boston Red Sox, informed me this week that it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, so there you go.
So there has been a rumor going back to the Guardians stuff that Guardians 3 might get delayed, and there was talk that a Doctor Strange 2 might move up into its time slot or position in the schedule. Part of that's starting to get backed up now. There's been some news that's come out that Benedict Cumberbatch is supposed to be getting a massive pay raise for Doctor Strange 2. Now it is the Daily Mirror, so keep that in mind. They're kind of they're a step over the National Enquirer. Is that the best way to put it from how I've heard it described?
Oh yeah, the British version of it, right?
Yeah. Unless I'm getting the wrong publication correct. I'll go and double check that. But it is the Mirror that states that Cumberbatch is set to receive a massive pay raise. His pay will go up to £5 million, roughly $6.4 million, or potentially up to £7.5 million, which is $9.6 million. It's a huge raise when they say he earned $4.2 million for Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Avengers 4 altogether. So 4.2 for 4 movies, then potentially £7.5 million for one movie.
Mr. Cumberdick, can I borrow like, I don't know, 0.5% of that?
0.5% of that. Now, there is still no official word that Doctor Strange 2 is coming, or when rather. Kevin Feige has said it's in the studio's plans. The director Scott Derrickson is likely expected to return for the sequel, but we have nothing official. But it ties into the thought that if they push Guardians 3 out for a little bit, they can slide the Doctor Strange movie into its place. And after Infinity War, there's a lot of people like, man, Doctor Strange was kind of badass. I want to see more of him. So it could be interesting to see what happens with a future Doctor Strange movie. If they're renegotiating him and giving him more money, it means they're locking him down for a while. Because he was under contract for like 6 movies. He's only done 4 of them at this point. So renegotiation probably means we're going to give him more money with this one and add on a few extra pictures. So they can fill some of those spots that are gone after Avengers 4. Because remember, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, most of the folks from Phase 1 are probably no longer under contract.
Hey, you shut your mouth. They're all going to be fine. They're all going to be fine. They're all going to get new contracts. They're going to keep making movies for 20 years.
It's not like Chris Evans said he was done. Now, could be a negotiation play, of course, but who knows? I also like the other idea floating around of do a team-up movie in Thor 4 that is Thor and the Guardians until you can do Guardians 3.
There you go.
Be interesting, because I enjoyed their interactions in Infinity War, so if you did Thor and the Guardians, I'd have fun with that.
And isn't this the second time that Chris Evans has said he was done?
I don't remember.
Because I think he publicly declared that he was done with doing the Marvel movies the first time he renegotiated his contract. So it might just be something his agent does every time contracts are coming back up again. It might not even be Chris Evans. Yeah, I would be down to see another Thor and Rabbit movie, because that was good stuff. Again, Thor and Rocket running around, and him calling everybody idiots and rabbits. Like, it was fun.
And as Sailor Poland puts out in the chat room, it's not like Zoe Saldana has Star Trek 4 on her schedule. That was my news for last week, but if you guys hadn't heard, we'll just mention it in passing. They're trying to... Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth are attached to the movie to come back as George Kirk and James Kirk, respectively. And there's a renegotiation ongoing, and they walked away. So right now, Star Trek 4 has neither James T. Kirk or George Kirk associated with it. Supposedly everyone else is close to being wrapped up. So I'm not sure how you're going to do an original series era movie without Captain Kirk, but I'm curious to see if they end up renegotiating it or not, because the rumor was it'd be a time travel movie where George Kirk would appear, and so Chris Hemsworth would play a fairly meaty role, because I don't know if you guys remember, Chris Hemsworth was actually George Kirk for 5 minutes in the Star Trek 2009 movie, and Chris Hemsworth was tiny in that.
Steve Trevor's dad. In the first Star Trek, if I remember.
So Sailor Poland's clearing it up. It's all about money. Paramount wants to scale down the budget for Star Trek 4, and that meant Chris Pine would have to take a huge pay cut. He got $6 million to the last one, and he balked.
Well, yeah, if he's done 3 of them, and he just did Wonder Woman, and he's doing the Wonder Woman sequel, why would he take a pay cut for anything? Like, unless he really just wants to do it for the fun of it. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is not doing Avengers for scale. Like, he's getting fucking paid.
He gets % of box office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Sailor Poland dropping some
Chris
knowledge in the chat room. Said, we're missing something key. They announced Thor and Star Trek 4 before anything was signed. It was to get investors by saying, look, we got Thor.
Nice.
Fair point.
Well, and let's be honest. Zoe Saldana needs to get all these movies wrapped and out of the way, because eventually, someday, James Cameron's going to start filming the next 9 Avatar movies, and she's going to be gone for like 10 years.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly. And he's also
like
going
how
to
he
be
just-
bringing. He's also bringing back
just-
Terminator, isn't he?
Yeah, he just keeps adding sequels to a movie that apparently, I don't even know if he started writing. It's like, oh, we're going to do a sequel. Oh, we're going to do 2 sequels. Oh, we're going to do 3 and shoot them all at the same time. We're going to do 4 sequels. Everybody's going to be a blue cat. We don't know when we're shooting it.
And we're still trying to develop that 3D camera system so we can bring it to you guys. You guys can enjoy the 3D because you liked it last time. I want that money, goddammit.
James Cameron makes great films, but he's a whack job.
You like my Steven Spielberg voice?
That boy does some crazy shit.
James Cameron voice. Yeah, there we go. I still have the heart of the ocean sitting on my mantle. God damn it, I rub my balls on it every goddamn day.
All right, so I'm going to say something unpopular here.
Uh-oh.
Does anyone really remember much of Avatar other than the fact it's basically like Ferngully / Dances with Wolves in space?
I've never seen Avatar in my life.
Wait, is that you, James Cameron, or is that you, Willie?
That's me. I've never actually seen Avatar.
Okay, that's dumb. You need to watch Avatar because it is the best version of Ferngully, Dancing with Wolves.
Well, hold on a second.
Apocalypse Now ever.
Now, hold on a second. Now, you're telling me that, but also I just heard Chris say, does anyone actually remember it?
No, I mean, and I don't mean this disparagingly, but it made so much money. And go and compare it to some of these other pop culture movies that are part of, like, pop culture in general, and people make references and stuff to it. Other than they opened a world in Disneyland about it recently, when's the last time you heard someone make a reference to the Na'vi or to any of the characters from that movie? Other than to be like, hey, the guy that played the bad guy, and that should be Cable. I mean, seriously.
Well,
I know him better from Terra Nova.
Fair.
It didn't hit pop culture in that way, but you got to remember, it actually caused. Well, they had a damn thing where, like, people were getting depressed because they couldn't go to the world that movie existed in, and like enough people were claiming that was why they were depressed that it got its own like designation for psychiatrists. Because people were depressed that they couldn't go to Pandora.
Right,
like
10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's still happening, but like that's a hell of an influence on the world. But yeah, it's the most pretty pretty version of Dances with Wolves ever.
Hold on a second. People got depressed because they couldn't go to, what was the planet called?
Pandora.
Where they went to go and find the unobtainium.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Those people need to fucking die. Oh, I can't go to Pandora. Oh, my life is ruined.
Apparently, there's enough of them
that
might fill out the rest of your 2 billion list. Because apparently there was a lot of them.
It did also spark a whole new porn category too that got mocked widely.
That's true. There were a lot of blue cat porns.
Yes.
If I see any of you in Greensboro, I'm gonna punch the fuck out of you.
Willie,
that just pissed. This just makes me. I don't know why. This just makes me so fucking upset and angry. Are you fucking kidding me? I gotta go see a therapist.
When we leave here, Chris is gonna go watch Fifth Element. Willie's gonna watch Avatar, and we'll all be happy.
No, Willie still needs to watch Clueless and live tweet it.
All right. It's not that I'm the Clueless thing. Let me just state this for the facts right now. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I forget. It's that I just forget. That's the only problem. I want to watch it. I'm just dumb. I forget shit. I mean, you got to give me that, right?
I'm not disputing it.
Yep, Willie's dumb. I'll go with
I really want to. I just fucking stupid. But fuck those pieces of shit. I swear to God. Why does this make me so angry?
I don't know.
Because, you're like really, really angry.
I am. I'm really upset by this.
Dude, it's Zoe Saldana as a blue cat that's basically naked for the whole movie. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, my problem is that the people, like, I can't go there.
Well, you don't have to watch the movie with those people.
I wanted
to invite them over.
I think that's why I didn't really watch it, because I never saw it in theaters. And I wanted to see it with the whole 3D and the way it was
honestly
meant to be seen.
I paid like $36 to go see that in IMAX 3D with my ex-wife, and that's the only movie I've paid to see in IMAX that I'm not mad about. Because it was fucking gorgeous.
What about IMAX 3D Gravity?
What? Oh, I didn't see that one.
It made my ex-wife throw up.
Wow.
Perfect movie. 10 out
That's
of 10.
That's some hellacious 3D right there.
And let me
Not because of
clarify.
the
It's
movie.
not like I'm trying to take a dump on Avatar, but like it's terrible. I'm just saying you need to do something to make people remember it again. I mean, I remember it from when I saw it as being like the best use of 3D I've ever seen because it was filmed specifically for it, and then everyone else tried to copy it by doing a bunch of post-filming digital updates to make things be 3D, and they were just blatant cash grabs. So like the 3D
And they all
use,
sucked.
yeah, and the 3D use in Avatar was amazing. I mean, there were moments in the movie like I literally reached out, I was like, "Holy crap, that's awesome!" And you obviously can't grab anything, but it made you feel like stuff was going on.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome, Willie.
I got the 3D version, and it's awesome.
Nice. You can't spell dread without 3D.
It's better than this fucking 3D version I have of Civil War. This is a shitty 3D Blu-ray. Shitty 3D Blu-ray. I couldn't even tell shit was in 3D at all. That's my review.
Evidently, Willie, they show Klingon titties in Star Trek Discovery, so you might need to go watch it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. On a TV show.
On a TV show that's streaming only.
Well, you know, I mean, I can always just Google an image search.
That's true. All I'm saying is I see in the chat room Sailor Poland State, I went my whole life without knowing what Klingon titties looked like. I can't say my life is enhanced by the experience.
But I can ask you fine people on there to please find
That's
me
weird.
a screenshot of the Klingon titties, and please put it into the chat so I can just click on it, please, and so everyone else can enjoy
Don't
it too.
put it in the chat.
Or don't.
Please
'cause we
put it in the
don't
chat.
want to see
Just
it.
put a link to it in the chat so I can click on it. That's all I'm asking.
Bear in mind, as Willie's asking for this, he's still not wearing pants. So please don't send him that.
But I'm
And
still wearing underwear.
It'll get us kicked off of wherever.
No, it won't. I've talked bad about Disney how many times, and we're not kicked off yet. And they
Talking
they
bad
have the
and-
power.
Showing Klingon titties is not the same thing.
Disney stands for my dick.
Was that supposed to be a Mickey Mouse?
Sure, why not?
I mean, that's all I
I
can
didn't
get out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best I could come up with at short notice. Sure.
Well, I guess we're going to allow it. Good job, Willie. And hey, while we're
Sailor
here,
Poland, you know you want to see it again too.
Very strange.
Oddly curious.
while we're here, guys, it's a good time to remind you that we are, in fact, part of a network of shows. We're the only ones that are going to talk about Klingon titties live.
Chris,
on the
hold
air.
on. Play it off a little bit longer. I've got to Google this myself.
All right, so Willie's going to go Google some stuff, and I've got to stretch out this promotion so he can go and then read the show.
Klingon titties search
Willie's Googling hand check.
and
check.
images. Yeah, I'm looking.
So this is where we remind you that the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast is, in fact, part of a network of shows. And I'm keeping my hands up for all of you
Whoa.
video viewers, so I can't be accused of anything.
They are so scaly. All right, I'm back.
This is great
That's all I
network
need.
promotion right here. But we are part of a network of shows. There's 25 plus different shows on the Gonna Geek Network. You can find them over at GonnaGeek.com. And I would love to tell you about all of them. It's just not really possible for us to tell you about every show on the network. That would be a show in and of itself. But what we can do for you is give you a taste of one other show and say, hey, you guys might want to go check this one out. It's a lot of fun. So, Willie, what show are we talking about this week?
This week, I am talking about Game Life Balance Australia, episode 65. Reverse Supersize Me with Alcohol. This episode number is divisible by 5, which means it's stream of nonsense once again. Yes, every 5th episode, the lads throw caution to win and set fire to the regular format for our free-form podcast extravaganza. Every 5th episode? Rookies. So join your lovable hairy host, rookies, of AC and Rob as they discuss Marty McFly cosplay tips, nerds that bully other nerds, Rob's sojourn into the beautiful city of Melbourne, video game themed restaurants, WarioWare Gold, Wonder Boy and Monster World, Belgiumarians. Help me out with that, Chris.
Belgiumarians. That's how I read it.
Okay, good. I got it right. Close enough, at least. Auntie Jack and the robust health benefit of regular tobacco consumption. I fucking ran out of cigarettes last night, and I didn't wake up enough time to go get some this morning. I am an unhappy camper. Maybe that's why fucking Avatar assholes are pissing me off. Back to you, Chris. God damn it, the fucking unobtainium bullshit.
So now we know why Willie is so anti-Avatar right now. It's not because of any true reason. It's because he's having a Nick fit.
No.
Are you
I'm not
Nick fitting?
anti-Avatar. I'm anti those people. Oh, I can't go to Avatar World. I'm so sad. I need a therapist. Help me, please. Fuck you. You deserve a gunshot to the forehead.
Jesus Christ. Calm down, man. People are allowed to feel weird about things.
I love
fucking
this.
therapist.
I love this
therapist
button
for
that we
this.
found. We found a button we can push, Chris. This is awesome.
No, wait. Before I go any further with this, like, the people actually go to a therapist for this. Is this an actual thing? Are you just fucking with me here?
I'm looking it up again. I believe it was real. I remember reading about it. Let's see, Avatar depression. I'm Googling.
We're
I believe
learn
in you.
all about Avatar depression here, guys.
I'm gonna blow up this fucking microphone. I can tell you that.
Post-Avatar depression. Post-Avatar depression, also known as PAD for short, is the case when a person, after seeing the movie Avatar, eventually realizes that the world they live in sucks ass and that they'll never be able to fly, jump, or live like the Na'vi do on Pandora.
It has a fucking acronym. Are you goddamn fucking bullshitting me?
It does on Urban Dictionary.
Oh no! I can't be my own
Post-Avatar depression.
I want to have sex with my tail. Fucking bullshit, motherfuckers! God, I just want to punch you guys in the face.
It's not their tail; it's their ponytail.
What's ponytail? I've never seen the movie. Give me a little slack.
So
here.
Willie,
Just a little slack.
I think you need to
That's
watch
why
the
I'm
movie.
telling you. Yeah.
Go and watch it, and then we'll see if you feel depressed after you view it because you can't jump around through the trees and stuff.
Go watch Apocalypse Now, and then watch Fern Gully, and then watch Dancing with Wolves, and then watch Avatar, and decide which one's the best of the four because they're all the same fucking story.
I've only watched one of those movies. Wait. Fern Gully and Apocalypse Now are the same movie.
They're all Heart of Darkness. They're all based on a book called Heart of Darkness.
I thought Fern Gully was just like hey, the rainforest, we need to save it. Yay. Watch out for Tim Curry. He's being really creepy over there.
And then a foreign invader joins the natives, goes natives, and fights his own people. It's all the same story.
Wait, that's what happened to Apocalypse Now?
Dancing with Wolves. Yep, Apocalypse
I've
Now.
only seen Fern Gully when I was a kid. That's the only one out of those movies you mentioned that I've actually seen.
You've never seen Apocalypse Now? Oh, dude. You need to see that.
I don't like war movies. I really do not like war movies. That's
Yeah,
like a whole genre I just cannot stand.
It's got, like, fucking Morpheus lied about being 19 so he could be in the movie, and he was, like, 16 years old, and they, like, flew him to Nam to be in a film. Like, it's fucking crazy, that movie.
How do you lie about stuff like that? Like,
it was the 70s. They were all on drugs.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
Lawrence Fishburne was like, yeah, I'm 19, whatever. And they're like, all right, cool. They wrote down he's 19. He was like 15 or something when he signed the contract for that film. It's fucking ridiculous to see him in that movie. He's like, he should be in junior high, and he's off filming a war film. Like, it's insane.
yeah, ladies, I'm 19. It's all good. I'm 19.
And you get the speech about the smell of napalm. Oh, dude.
I've
good
seen.
stuff.
I know of it. I don't know like the basic plot of the movie. Something about like a captain goes crazy or something. I know that a little bit.
General Kurtz goes native. It's same story as Heart of Darkness. Same story as Fern Gully.
Wolf.
He goes out into the woods in Vietnam and loses his goddamn mind.
Can we also say that Dances with Wolves is a stupid fucking title for a movie?
Well, he did dance with wolves in one scene, so
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Like the wolves actually got up on their hind legs and danced?
no, that would be stupid.
I don't know about that. That actually might make me actually watch it. Or I would Google that one scene.
Well, while Willie is grappling with his post-Avatar discussion depression, we're going to move on to our final bit. Our final bit of the show. It's a little bit called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into so that maybe, just maybe, you'll want to check them out yourselves. I'm going to lead off because I don't have a ton because I've just been really busy with work and side projects and stuff. So really, the bulk of what I've been getting into is playing Life is Strange on my Xbox finally because everyone kept telling me it was good. I'm through almost the first chapter.
The first game?
The first game. Not the prequel, but the first game.
I got a little confused because they're saying Life is Strange 2 is coming. I was like, wait, didn't it already come out? No, that was apparently
That was
a
the prequel.
side. Yeah, that prequel before the storm. I think it's called. I was like, wait, I thought that was 2. I got confused. I played through a little bit of the first episode. I haven't beat that first episode. You're ahead of me, Chris.
It's pretty fun. I've enjoyed it. It's very similar to what you've had with the Telltale games. Same kind of storytelling structure. It's fun. I enjoy it. I also
better made.
Yeah. I also need to go and I had pre-ordered the final chapter of the Walking Dead Telltale game, and that was downloaded this week, so I'll play that at some point. Oh yeah, and I need to do Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy and Telltale Batman 2 still. So I think you can tell what all is on my list of games I need to play still.
I just have the one episode of Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game to finish. That's all I got. That's all I need to do. It's going to take me about 2 hours to do it, but I just need to push through it and get that platinum trophy.
I literally got Clementine to the farm in the first Walking Dead, and I've never gone past that. I played like 20 minutes of it. It bored the shit out of me.
That's fair. It is The Walking Dead.
Other stuff I got into is yesterday there was a group of us, probably about, at one point there was 13 of us. Near the end it was about 9 of us that went out to go do Pokemon raids. I ended up catching, in about 4 hours of raiding, I got 2 Registones, 2 Machamps, a Absol, and then I missed catching another Regirock. So I did okay. I caught a bunch of stuff. It was fun. Got to hang out with a bunch of people and go and catch stuff and drive around town like maniacs.
Hey, Bachman, remember what we talked about a little bit last night?
I don't know, maybe.
People still play this fucking game?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He asked that while we were playing Overwatch with Maya. I'm like, yeah, Maya still plays. He's like, yeah, because I have a kid that's like 8.
9. He said 9. How do I remember that?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Wow, my brain is weird.
Lots of people still play Pokemon.
Yeah, they added in this whole community day kind of thing. This was not a community day, but there's an event about once a month where you'll get like double XP and double Stardust and stuff like that. And there's fun little raids you can go and do with folks. So yeah, we had a group of I think around 13 people at one point that were going and doing raids to try and catch stuff, and I had a lot of fun with it. I'll be honest. It was fun. That was my Saturday morning. It was exciting. But that's what I've been getting into. Hey, Willie, what have you been getting into besides tearing down your cabana?
Yeah, that was a sad day. Oh, but don't worry. Next year, I will have my own canopy for Willie's Riverside Cabana. Da, 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 da. Sorry. What I've been getting to is, so speaking of Avatar, I believe I saw Avatar, an Avatar, in one of the movies I just saw this week that I've never have finally gotten on and started and actually watched and loved. I love this movie. I bought Ready Player One.
Nice.
That was a great fucking movie.
You bought Easter Egg the movie?
Oh, it was. I loved it. I love the movie. Can't recommend it high enough. I didn't expect to like it that much. And yes, Easter Egg the movie. Yeah, I went on a movie buying spree again a little bit Tuesday. Of course, I got Avengers: Infinity War.
Of course.
I got Ready Player One, and I also got Serenity because
Nice.
me and a friend
Shiny.
were watching.
Shiny.
Yeah, we were watching all throughout Firefly, and then I finally got Serenity so we can watch that too. And yeah, this is the first time I watched Serenity since the theaters because sad things happen.
Like a leaf on the wind.
Watch as I. Oh my god, I was crying in the theater, and I was
kill you with my mind.
I was a 20-year-old man at that point, and I was crying in the theater.
You weren't a man. You were a boy.
That made me into a man. I felt all the feelings.
Serenity made you a man.
Yeah. And what was the other movie? Oh yeah, and Super Troopers 2. Those are the 4 movies I got.
Oh, Willie, it's been asked in the chat room, do you need a therapy session to get over Serenity?
Listen here, you piece of shit.
Whoa! Whoa!
There's a big difference between those fucking Avatar douchebags. Like, oh, I can't go to the world. I'm just sad because one of my favorite characters who I watched for the whole season, Wash, one of my favorite characters of the show, he just died in front of my eyes. And I wasn't expecting any deaths in this movie.
Well, no, he didn't just die. He got violently impaled.
God damn, he did. And during a fucking poignant line, too. I'm a leaf on the wind. God damn it. That fucking will mess you up.
Sudden but inevitable betrayal.
God damn. Like, yeah, and there are tied for first place for top character in that show for me. That's Jane and Wash.
Oh, Jane was so good.
God, that fucking hat and Janestown. God. You know the hat I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. I have a hat like that.
I want that hat because
I had one made. I have a friend that does crochet that made one for me for when I did Jane for cosplay for Halloween one year.
Whoa! Stop! Hold the phone here, Sailor Poland. You are now something. I do not recognize you as a human being anymore.
Wow, guys!
I think Sailor Poland is fired.
We
You are
don't
now
all have to love the
subhuman.
same things. It's okay. Some people love Avatar. Some people love Firefly.
No.
Not like it.
No, I would be okay if he didn't like it. Like if he didn't love it, that's all right. But he said it was bad. That is not the same thing, Chris.
Yeah, that means he's categorically wrong.
Yes, he said, "Blow me, Willie. Firefly was bad."
That's true. He did start the sentence
not liking it.
You should tell him he
I
was
don't
full of
fucking
shit or
care.
go to hell or something like that too. Come on now.
I called him a piece of shit like he is.
Jesus Christ, people. Come on. We can get along. We can get along.
I love it when I mention Avatar and Willie attacks our listeners.
Jeez, Willie. This is
talking
not
about
how we grow the
Firefly
show.
We are talking. Thank you, Suncast. You are
There we
now
go.
above human. Sailor Poland is a subhuman.
Oh, dear Lord.
We got
Please
the
note that-
Ubermensch here.
Please note that
Does
Willie
Sailor
Nelson,
Poland just make the list?
Willie Nelson does not speak for all of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Willie Nelson speaks only for himself.
Send your hate mail to at South Porky on Twitter.
I'm with him on this one.
And to whatever Bachman's Twitter is.
Anthony Bachman.
I don't care.
That's real hard. I actually have my name.
Well, I mean,
Some
so
of
do
us
I.
can do that.
I didn't even try.
I'm glad we could all come in here and fight. And yeah, what else have you been getting into, Willie, besides antagonizing the listeners?
You know that was deserved, Chris. You shut the fuck up and you listen here, because I was also been playing. That's fair. I'm not even gonna dignify it. You guys see it on the screen. It pops up. It might be cut off, but I don't fucking care. I also been playing a shit ton of Dead by Daylight. That
Yeah, you
fucking
have.
game is amazing. Fucking love it. I love being the killer. It's alright being the survivor. At least if you can be in a group of people that all can talk to each other, that makes being a survivor so much better. God damn it. But just being a killer, I get to run around and just fucking slash people as I go. And I got the DLC of the clown. That clown is so fucking awesome. I guess it looks like what's that killer's name?
John Wayne Gacy is
Yep.
the one I think that they based him on.
It's definitely, most definitely based off John Wayne Gacy.
He looks a little like Pogo, but a little heavier.
Oh yeah,
And
I would say a lot
Super
more
fucking
heavier.
creepy.
Yep, but strangely, he's the fattest one there. But he can move. But he's the fastest killer. He has the fastest killer speed. So, and he also throws like bottles, like I don't know, chloroform or something that fucking like blinds him for a bit. Oh my god, I love this killer so much. And I'm also thinking about getting the Saw DLC too, because I want to play as the pig. That looks fun, putting the reverse bear traps on people.
That is creepy that she puts the reverse bear traps on anybody she catches.
So it makes people have to do an extra little thing of having to go get them off. So yeah, there you go. What else am I getting into? Oh, Chris, I got some good news for you. You're going to be laughing your ass all the way to the bank.
Am I now? Please proceed then.
For this new job I'm trying to be getting, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting, I'm going to be on the road a lot. Like, I'm going to
On the
be
road
fair.
again.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to be getting a Switch.
What?
I'm going to need something to play, because I'm going to be sleeping in a truck, so I want to need something,
So in all
For my
fairness, to make things equal, Chris now needs to buy a PS4, right?
Oh, that is true. That is very true.
Fuck you. I already have 2 consoles. Why do I need 3?
Because we all need to play Anthem on PS4.
No, we all need to play Spider-Man.
And because you need to play Spider-Man. Mr. I have a giant Spider-Man next to me.
You know you want to be spooning all around that city?
Yep.
Sure, but I don't want to
Web-
buy another console for one game.
Web
Get a
swinging
PS4
Chris.
Plus.
Web swinging Chris. Super fantastic web swinging
You
Chris.
look at that dickless Spider-Man right beside you, and you tell me he's not telling you to get it.
So, Willie, going back to the previous topic, if you don't want to get a Switch, Sailor Poland has a suggestion. He says, flash your headlights at the truck stop. You'll have plenty to do.
Yeah,
Plenty
but
to
I
do,
also
you.
don't want crabs or gonorrhea or, my dick to fall off. So
Now you're just being picky.
Yeah, I mean, you were trying to find stuff for you to do.
I
Sailor
mean,
Poland had a valid suggestion there of things that you could do.
Or, you know what? I could get a Switch and I could also get Golf Story.
Golf Story's a great game.
I
actually.
know. I want to try that because you used to tell me it's like an RPG, but with golf, I like
Yeah.
the sound of that. I want
It's
to try
It's
it.
a great game. Yeah, you should get Golf Story.
And also, the 3 games I probably will be getting when I get it was going to be Breath of the Wild,
Of course.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, whatever the fuck it's called, and Golf Story. Those are the only 3 that actually interest me in the entire library of the Switch as of right now.
No Mario Odyssey?
I'm not really a platforming fan.
Okay, fair. You should also look at Hyrule Warriors. It's the
Nah.
Zelda version of the Dynasty Warriors.
I know
games.
Dynasty Wars. I don't really like the Dynasty Warrior games.
Fair. You don't have to.
What's that? What's the game? What's that genre called? It has a term.
I don't
Not
know.
Mugen. It starts with an M. I'm gonna look this up right quick. But
Oh, Ocean or whatever?
Mushi.
I have no
Something
idea.
like that.
Hold on a second. Oh, I got this. Hold on. Dynasty Warriors genre. No, it calls there's a certain term. It has an M. You fucking failed me, Google. Oh, Muso. Musou. Muso.
I knew they had a name for it.
Yep. See, I got this. Well, that's a lot of blood on my arm. Whatever.
Well, Willie,
Um,
we're glad you're going to be getting yourself a Switch.
Are
Welcome.
you?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're going to be getting a PS4.
Are you going to be my Switch buddy? You going to be Nintendo friends with me?
Sure, why not?
All right.
You know
here
what?
we go.
Maybe, just maybe, I'll even get Splatoon 2.
What? It's a fun game, actually.
Too bad we can't talk to each other while playing it.
That's what Skype is for. Problem
I
solved.
mean, I got to use the internet while I'm using the internet.
Yep.
Yes, that would be the takeaway from that. You would use the internet to use the internet. But yeah, congratulations, Willie. We hope you get your Switch in addition to this new position. Good luck.
Yay, money.
Money is great. So, Anthony, wrap it up for us. What have you been getting into?
All right.
Using a
There was
condom.
one. Never. No, that's not true. I'm not Willie. I'm always safe.
We all can't
Oh.
be Willie.
Yeah, no, I was a sailor. Like, I don't want to catch shit. I always use a condom. This month was a big deal because one of the things that Marvel had kind of done to piss off Fox for a lot of years was they had canceled a whole lot of books and stopped publishing a lot of characters. And I picked me up a nice little John Cassaday cover after Kirby. Freaking, this heartbreak with the Thing and the return of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. They actually don't come back in this issue, which was hilarious because there's a cartoon in the back of the comic about how they don't come back in this issue done by Scotty Young, and it's Impossible Man being angry about it. And then in that comic, it says, yeah, they'll be back next issue. So yeah, this was Reed and Sue don't show up in this one, but there's a little story about Dr. Doom and then Johnny and Ben kind of dealing with the fact that they've been gone for a while and waiting for them to come back. And then also, excuse me, we talked about it a couple weeks ago when it happened, but when Steve Ditko passed, Marvel, put out a bunch of statements. In a bunch of their books this month, they did a 6-page tribute to Steve Ditko in their freaking comics. Or, I'm sorry, 4 pages. And yeah, they did the parts from, what was it, Amazing Spider-Man 33, the scene that was in the new Spider-Man where he lifts the building off of him, which is one of the greatest sequences in comics ever. Where, yeah, Spider-Man basically has an entire building on him and needs to get out from underneath it to go save his aunt. And, ends up lifting the whole thing because he's Spider-Man. He kicks ass and never gives up. So, yeah, it was really cool to see Marvel put all those, put that in a lot of the books for Steve Ditko as a nice kind of going away. I finally got me a hold of Joseph Campbell's The Hero with 1,000 Faces, the book that Dan Harmon references about 1 million times during Harmontown for storytelling, writing stories, how the basically Campbell broke down how all the myths of all the different religions and all the different past histories all break down to like basically a sequence of events that happens in almost every hero story. So really good book. I'm looking forward to that. I like just started it. And then I have to give a huge thank you to @Ivy182. So it's IVY182 on Instagram and Twitter. On Twitter, he's been having a bunch of contests where you just retweet something and he's been giving some stuff away. And there was a cartoon series that I'd been, neglecting for a bunch of years because I made fun of the original character design, never watched it. But now I'm finally going to watch it because I have the entire Avatar: The Last Bender complete series on Blu-ray, all I think 4 books, and The Legend of Korra, the complete series on Blu-ray, all 3 books. So I got those in the mail. So go follow @Ivy182 on Twitter and retweet his tweets because he does contests and he fucking delivers. Like the shit showed up within like 3 days. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Were you gonna say something, Willie?
I thought you were about to say Bob's Burger when you said you didn't like the way they look. I was like,
no. Honestly, it's the original one because just the arrow on his forehead.
Yeah,
just
look at how awesome that looks.
It makes me think I was stupid. Like that's all I see when I see that arrow. But I'm gonna give it a shot, so I'm gonna watch the whole damn thing now. But yeah, so
and then watch the M. Night Shyamalan movie afterwards.
I've seen that and it was awful.
Oh my god, it was.
And then oh damn it, was it? Oh, I watched all of season 7 of Voltron on Netflix. That show continues to be possibly my favorite thing Netflix has done. Was bringing back the new Galactic Defender Voltron. I fucking love that show. The voice acting, the animation in it, the storyline they did this season, and like this one was a giant build up to a huge fight, and then a huge shocker at the end of the show when everything's building up. This huge fight lasts like 2 episodes. Everything's going as you would kind of expect, and then they throw in this fucking change that nobody sees coming. Has nothing to do with the storyline. There's no exposition. There's no explanation to why it's happening, and it's just like all the characters are literally in the show going like, "What the fuck is happening? We just fought all of this shit. Now we got to deal with this. What the fuck?" And it's fantastic. Like it was such a good season. Yeah, burn through that real quick. And then, I've been playing a bunch of Overwatch and, Dead by Daylight with Willie because, that game is just fun as hell, except for Michael Myers. He's a prick. Michael Myers can kiss my ass.
And when people are good with the Wraith, fuck those assholes.
Yeah, that fucking Wraith. I hate that character. He becomes invisible so you can't see him. And he's a giant pain in the ass.
A lot of people are saying he's like the weakest of all the characters, but goddamn, he keeps getting me.
Yeah, the 2 or 3 that we fought with him, like, I mean, they were hitting us before they finished like becoming visible. So apparently, some people are just really good at using his skills. But yeah, he's really annoying. Yeah, that's what I've been getting into.
Well, very nice. Hopefully, some of the stuff we discussed here today is stuff that interests you guys as well. But looking at the time, it is time for us to start wrapping things up. Before we shut this stream down, you guys have any final thoughts for us?
There's only going to be one thing I wrap up in this, Chris, and that's my fist as I get ready to punch the faces of those stupid fucks.
All right, then. Thank you for sharing that with us, Willie. I appreciate it.
Oh, I want to go to the Avatar world. I'm so depressed.
Next month, Marvel's First Family is back. Yay. I miss Reed and Sue.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I will be getting it myself. But as we wrap things up, a friendly reminder that we do stream this show live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over on Geeks.live. That is the official streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. There's a variety of stuff you can go and watch there. Just go and check the calendar at the bottom of the screen. But all that being said, it's time for us to wrap this up so Willie can go punch some people.
Goddamn right.
I know, Willie. You just got to get that punching out of your system and then go watch Clueless and tweet about it. Hashtag Clueless Willie. Bye, guys.
It has a fucking acronym. God damn it.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.